will run for 2 years to the 2016 convention. Selecting one man. Are there a nomination?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate the Honorable Troy Jackson from the town of Allagash, and I would like to speak to his nomination.
By all means.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have prepared remarks, but given that we're running a half hour behind, and most people know Troy Jackson, and applying FDR's axiom to be sincere, be brief, and be seated, I'm just going to say that there are a few people in public life that I have more respect for than Troy Jackson. There are a few people in the Democratic Party that I think every day epitomize the values that drew me to this party and make me want to be an active part of it. Troy Jackson, before he served in the legislature, was an advocate for working people. He continues to be, in my mind, the best advocate for working men and women, working Maine families, and for people who are marginalized by society. I urge his election as our next Democratic National Committeeman from Maine. Thank you.
Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I will close nominations. Is there a motion on the floor to cast one vote?
I would like to make a motion to cast a single vote for our next DNC man.
Second.
Any debate? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Say no. The ayes have it. Congratulations. After Joe's speech, it's going to be hard to
Especially where I just asked him a couple hours ago to do that. So thank you, Joe. I also wanted to quickly say Brian's birthday today. Brian has had one of the toughest jobs in the state over the past couple of years, so I just wanted to say happy birthday, Brian. A lot of times I talk off the cuff and just say what I believe. But this morning, me and Chase worked on something so I can be sure that I understand where I'm coming from. And I'm just going to read it so you understand what I think this is about for me and what I believe we need in Maine. So here we go. I believe our party is a crossroads. We've heard it a lot here already this morning, or this afternoon. At this juncture, we must accept the need for a sea change in the way we ask the Democratic Party to be seen, in the way we see ourselves. In 2 of the last 3 election cycles, we've lost the rigid conservatism that easily swept aside our candidates and values, not only in Maine, but nationwide. Even when we re-elected President Obama and took back our state legislation in 2012, our victory was nowhere as swift or complete as the GO victories have been. Most sadly, our victory did not herald a progressive era comparable to the recent victories those of us right here want to usher in. And I hear people asking, well, how can this be? How can it be that when given a choice between centrism and bipartisanship offered by Democrats, the electorate continues to choose rugged, no-holds-barred conservatism that is dragging this country further and further in economic inequality, environmental disarray, and social duress? I believe it's because Republicans have spent decades never backing down from their beliefs. They have echoed for generations now policies that were once considered outrageous, but have now been crafted into the mainstream. They deceived our country and our state into thinking that unions destroy jobs, the downtrodden are poor by choice, and that if you're a regular working class person, you got no business being a Democrat. It's time for us to take that same tact, nail our colors to the mast, and never surrender. It's time for us to never cede the ground that our country and our state and our people count on us to hold for them, whether they realize it or not. If Republicans are going to win by nominating candidates that bear standards for the right to disagree that borders on corporate fascism, then let's rally around the beliefs imparted on us by the foremost progressives of the 20th century, people like FDR, and currently people like Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. I obviously know that each and every one of you in this room believe in that. So let's not ever let anyone tell us that you have to hide your beliefs to be more electable. Be yourselves. Let's be ourselves, because that is what is electable. Now, I'm running for this DNC position because I believe it's time that people start steering our party away from bland centrism and toward populist progressivism. If our party is not an alternative to conservatism, but rather a mild flavor of it, then what are we doing here? Do we not want... I don't need to be in politics just to be in politics. And I know none of you need to be here on Sunday just to be here. It's because you believe in what the Democratic Party should be about. We achieve nothing electing Democrats if they do not achieve the embodiment of our values. You know, I've seen the dark side of our party, and even before I lost the primary in June. And I've questioned my place here. I've spoken to socialists, independents, to those who identify with the Justice Party and the Green Party. These are all people who want to be part of our coalition. They no longer want it because they truly believe the Democratic Party is not the vehicle to promote progressivism. When Republicans are running the Senate, the Congress, and having become the dominant party in Maine politics, by sticking to their guns, but our left flank is deserting us, then I believe that's a wake-up call for all of us. And I've thought long and hard about this. I believe this party is the best vehicle for achieving the world we want. And everyone here desires that. I believe this party can be a mighty engine. And when we allow it to roar, it will ignite the future in a way that we've never known. So I say stand up. Stand up for what you believe in. And stand with me if you want to join people like the striking Fairborn workers that are protesting the dismantling of our country by corporate fascism. Stand with me if I join the USM students who are protesting the hindering of our country by austerity. Stand with me when I tell our donor table that while we appreciate their money and support, that doesn't mean they get to preordain and pick our candidates. And stand with me to say healthcare is a human right, to say poverty is not a choice, to say our ideology is valid as any other. And stand with me, and together we'll stand for something that is greater than any candidate or any election cycle. Thank you for the opportunity today.